And welcome to the Flash After Show here on the Stream.tv. My name is Louis Love, and what a great show we have in store today. We have our guest right here, Dave.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, David, the real cool dude, Sexual Chocolate, back in the mix. You know how I do.
And Sabina Ibarra at Sabina Has No on Twitter from Legion of Leia and Mexican Hot Chocolate.
Boom. There it is.
And I'm Peanut Butter.
There he is.
If you guys want to get in on the action, feel free to go on our social media. Hashtag #TheFlashAS on anything. You go on Twitter, you go on Facebook, you go on Instagram, or even MySpace. MySpace is still around. I just opened my account last week. So
All
feel
you
free
three people out there on MySpace.
So today's episode was very exciting, but I'm going to start off with Sabina. I'm going to ask her, what do you think of today's episode?
Oh my gosh, today's episode showed us Wally in action, which I was living for it, honestly. The Kid Flash go, I was just like, oh, Barry got the chance to say it. I was like, yes. And just everything with everybody, I'm still like internally just processing how awesome it was just to see, and my brain is still just like replaying Wally just going.
Dave, what say you?
What say I? I saith. I dug it. I definitely dug it. I love the episodes. I mention this often where it really focuses on the character development.
Yes.
Especially because we know we're getting into some very heavy content in the future. It's setting things up, and with it setting things up and things feeling all happy-go-lucky and whatnot, it makes me nervous. Yeah. So that's kind of where I am with this episode. It's great, but I'm a little nervous.
Yeah. Definitely some exciting stuff coming up. As usual, scale of 1 to 10, I gave it a 36.
There it is. He knows his numbers.
Yeah.
So you want to bring up a couple points.
Yeah, so, I mean, just starting off the show with the training with, like how you were mentioning, with Kid Flash, seeing him in action. The opening race was dope. I loved that opening race.
There's that rivalry that's starting to, like, brew. And
Right.
I'm here for it. And
what's really cool is, like, it almost feels like a sibling rivalry, but also Barry needing to really take on the mantle of becoming a teacher. I thought it was interesting how, because it's continued parallel, Arrow and Barry are having to go from being leaders to teachers. And I think it's really cool seeing the development because we're watching Wally grow, but we're also seeing Barry grow at the same time. And it's really cool.
Going back to something you said earlier, it definitely shows that Barry has taken all the stuff he's learned by trial and error and is, just telling Wally sort of, like what he learned and what to do. But it is kind of making him cocky, right?
Yeah. Well, Sabina, let me ask you a question here. Barry had to learn by trial and error, so he respects the tools he has, right? And there was a point right here in today's episode, and you could chime in on this as well, is he tells him, you've been giving me everything. So earning and getting is different.
Very.
So do you think there's something brewing here that could backfire on Team Flash and everyone?
I think so, because I understand why they're just handing him all this knowledge, because there's a lot of threats that are rising right now that they can't kind of like be dilly-dallying and like being like, oh, let's start doing all this like training, but they have to kind of just jump in on it for him and be like, this is what you have to do, we have to take care of all these threats that are coming, but it is gonna make Wally miss out on a lot of just emotional learning.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you think, giving as opposed to earning?
With earning comes a lot of wisdom.
Yeah.
And I think we're already seeing that. It's already evident that Barry is much wiser, and he's cautious for a reason. And yeah, Wally is just, he's this kid with all this energy who's just really excited to get in. But yeah, I mean, you see that in society. People who are given
you see
stuff.
It in Star Wars. Yoda didn't tell Luke how to raise the X-wing,
Well, right.
Yeah.
And then, well, he told him.
He told him
he didn't do it, but then when he showed him, he was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I see what you did. But yeah, so it's one of those things that it's credit to the writers. Reflections of things that we see in our everyday lives. Of sometimes taking things for granted and being a little foolish with things, and but much like I know I'm crossing worlds here, but with great power comes great responsibility
as well.
So.
Yeah, that's a good crossover. So definitely, man. But they keep placing Kid Flash against Barry Allen, even the team's kind of like, oh, who's the better superhero?
Who's faster?
And like, who's cuter and stuff. And it's like,
That was interesting.
It's like, what? And it was Irish. Did you notice Irish?
Saw that.
Well, and Iris agrees, but they're related.
I mean,
First Barry, now
she was playing Wing Woman. She was playing Wing Woman on that
okay,
one. That's my baby mama. Let's not get crazy with my baby mama Iris, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you very
They
much.
got too crazy with her on the show, though.
Yeah.
You think so? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah.
In what
Okay,
way?
well,
She was in danger.
Oh, well, yeah. It's interesting with Iris and where we're going with her.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps on. We saw it last week. We're seeing it now. She keeps walking into danger,
And being
thinking
reckless,
that she's
yeah.
invulnerable now
Exactly.
because
She's like, I know when I'm gonna die. I can do
Exactly.
anything I want.
To your point, Star Wars, of course. Yoda said, always in motion is the future.
Mm-hmm.
So Iris is convinced her destiny is the death with Savitar. This thing could change at any time because always in motion
Yeah, well,
is the future.
and it's that's the thing that's so scary with the show, though. It's like we always know that it never really works out
Yeah.
well.
And
Even
every
when things are
time they
fixed, it's not
change something,
fixed.
it creates all these other threads that leads to other possibilities.
Exactly.
So it's like they're just creating more problems for
Yeah,
themselves.
they ain't never gonna learn.
They're never gonna
They're never gonna learn.
Nope.
What else did you want to bring up?
Although speaking of learning, Paul West found out about
Yes.
Iris.
Yes,
and
yes,
that
yes.
was really intense.
Let's give credit right now to Jesse L. Martin.
Oh.
You are a master at your craft, sir. His acting when he
That
was
arc.
told about the future and just seeing the range of emotions go through him from
Parental
shocked,
reaction,
parental reaction, being shocked to being scared to being sad to then being upset that they lied about it. Like
It's all in the eyes.
it was a powerful scene.
It was so
and
powerful.
I was very happy with how it was executed.
Little bit of a double.
Every time Jesse L. Martin just does anything and he's being really emotional, I just get flashbacks to Rent, and I'm just like, oh, I'll cover you.
Kind of a double-edged sword because now if he calls a team up and goes, hey, how's everyone doing? It's like, oh, we're doing fine. It's like, are
Really?
you sure?
Which brings up another great
Like,
point.
what?
How
You know
they
what I mean?
come trying to say honesty now among Team Flash. What is the word? They said straight up, word for word, from here on out, complete honesty.
Yeah, right.
I call BS.
that last.
I call
to be
BS on that all day because they can't.
Yeah.
Especially Barry. I think Barry's the worst at it. He keeps the most secrets of Team
He's
Flash.
the biggest liar?
Yes. Yes, because he'll do something thinking he's doing it for the better
protect
good.
people.
Yeah, and to protect
Yeah.
people. And then he won't say it, and then it backfires in his face, and he's like, oh my God, I didn't know it was going to happen. And it just happened 10 other times in these other words that I've created. Stop it.
Stop it.
And then he goes back and forth in time, kills a few people, erases a few people, has other people have some kids they never even knew about.
Yeah, so I don't think that there's going to really be honesty, 100% honesty in Team Flash anytime soon. But let me ask you this. How are you feeling with Caitlin, where she's going now and needing to, and them kind of forcing her to suppress her powers, then needing to release it today, and just this edge that this fine line she's walking on with using her powers, not using her powers, turning into Killer Frost, remaining Caitlin Snow. How are you feeling about that arc?
I think that she's gonna let it go, and we can start like a tally of how many times I'm gonna reference that because I'm Disney nerd. Honestly, like okay, but truthfully, they're doing the same thing to her as they did to Elsa in Frozen, kind of like encouraging her.
No spoilers, I haven't seen it. I'm just kidding, go ahead.
What planet are you on?
What?
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, honestly, in Frozen, Elsa's encouraged to like conceal, don't feel, and kind of like repress a part of herself, and that just goes wrong because then it just goes crazy and haywire.
Yeah.
And we got sort of glimpses of that while she was keeping Iris in that state
Right.
of the Killer Frost just trying to like burst out.
Right.
And she almost, went off the edge.
Dave, let me ask you a question. Does she have to be evil?
Well, that's the interesting thing about it. It's kind of
Well, they
like
didn't know
a
'cause they're repressing
Smeagol.
her.
It's kind of like a Smeagol Gollum type situation with her, where it's the same person, but because of the corruption of one thing, just like the ring corrupted Smeagol to be Gollum, there's the Smeagol, happy, I'm Smeagol, and then there's the Chuckses, false. Same thing with Caitlyn, how we have Caitlyn, who we all know and love, but Killer Frost is a completely different entity, and that is evil. I don't think there's a way that she can be Killer Frost and good. So, you know, that's going to be interesting to see. I'm curious now. Tell me your thoughts on this budding romance between Julian and Caitlyn.
Hey, wait, hold on. Why are you acting surprised? I called it.
I don't like it.
I called it on my very first after show here on the stream.tv.
Yeah.
It was this little thing. I saw a twinkle in the eyes, and I was like, okay, this is going to happen. It's on the right network.
Yeah, right.
Anytime
CW.
someone interacts,
There it is.
anytime someone interacts, two people interact on the screen, have one scene together, the future is set.
I just want that song from back in the day to start
I
playing.
mean,
that
it's not
I don't
always
wanna wait.
necessary.
No.
Because then you have all these like really great female characters, and they don't need a dude.
Right.
But I'll allow it. I kind of thought I'll allow it.
You allow love?
I allow it.
What do you think of that relationship?
I kind of thought that I wasn't exactly happy with the reason why she was able to keep her control and keep her cool was because
I
of love.
see what you did with the words.
I couldn't help myself. I
Let it
like
go.
punning.
There we go, more words.
Yeah, no, I kind of was like a little bit like, okay, like it has to be a guy, I guess. I think that their development as a couple is cool, but I don't know, as a big motivating factor, I'm not sure if I'm good with that. But we'll see where it goes.
But it was
Right.
kind of because he was under Savitar's control for
well,
a
yeah,
while.
I like that bond.
think
I like that they
was
both
more
bonded
of a
because
thing.
of that similarity.
And
definitely.
they both investigate like deaths and stuff. I think that's where the more of the trust thing, because they kind of have a similar background, you know, type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm just still
I
not
think
trusting
that'd be
Julian.
cool, but like,
You don't like trusting Julian?
I'm still not trusting
No?
Julian. Never.
I
I'm not
kinda-
trusting the Slytherin. I'm sorry. No.
yeah, never trust Slytherin. But I have friends that are Slytherins, and they're awesome.
Biased.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that sentiment where like they bonded over this shared experience, but you kind of need to flesh out the girl characters a bit more to have them have more than just that going on
Right.
for me to be like, okay, they're dynamic. They have their own thing, and then they have this also. Like going back to Iris, where like she was just jumping into these crazy cases and like being reckless, and they weren't exactly needy. They were just like, oh, like
Just 'cause I can.
because I can, and stuff.
Right,
so.
right. Real quick.
Give them
the
more.
train,
Let's time it.
Give
Real
them
quick,
more.
real quick.
the train phase. Cool or no?
I vote cool. I thought it was cool.
Taking the
I was
whole
kinda-
train and vibrating it to phase
I
through
kept
objects.
thinking of the ways that it would go wrong, like 100 Ways to Die.
I used to love
And
that.
I was just like, but if the bodies would be hitting things and then it'd just be blood and ooh,
Cause
I
I mean, now I get it. It's a show. It's
Yeah.
sci-fi. It's
we're
you
watching
know,
a CW.
But the thing is, like, I mean, they do so much right.
Yeah.
That when you think about it, a human being shaken to be able to phase, you would turn into jelly.
Exactly.
If that really went down.
We're watching
It
a
was
show
cool
where there's a
effect.
city of gorillas that come from other dimensions.
You know what? Hold up.
I think
you know,
they're
you know what?
vibrating out there.
You know, here's the thing. Now I know they set it up because like I'm asking the question, but I know they set it up before where like Wally was like, why can't we can we get the passengers off in time? And he was like, no, we don't have time for that. Even though there's two of them now.
Yeah.
But that was one of the like
No,
dopest
you do
things
got
of
time
season
for that,
one.
yeah.
Do you remember that in season one where the train crashed and he was in and out taking people out to safety while it was crashing?
Right.
It was the dopest thing. I know they don't want to redo. Look, the Berlanti-verse, they're doing a good job. You know, Greg Berlanti and his team, and was Andrew Kreisberg. They're doing a great job. But come on, let's. You know, I know
We
things
can't
for the sake
ignore
of story.
things that were kind of recent.
Right, but
that
you
we're
know,
like, but wait, didn't they do this
if
in
you've
this episode?
created,
And now
if
in
you've
this episode,
created
you
a
can't really do
rule,
it?
if you've
Yeah.
created a rule, you can't break your own rule.
Exactly.
That's my feelings on that. So it was cool looking, but I'm still kind of like, bruh.
I kind of expected Wally to jump in there and kind of
that would have been really cool seeing the two of them. But he did his thing where he had to phase through and get the blood in and stabilize the other guy. But anyway, train phase. There we go. The train phase. I had to find out about the train phase.
So, Vito, what do you think about phasing? I think every time I see someone doing that, I feel like they're the reverse Flash about to
right.
scramble someone.
It's definitely been a thing since.
Kind of evil,
right.
though, right?
Yeah. Like I think the coolest one for me was last week when he did like that power slide through that like cement block to not get hit from the villain shooting. That was a really good use of it. But yeah, every time I see the hand, it's almost like now there's a negative connotation when you see the hand, like, oh, someone's gonna die. Yeah. Final piece of the episode.
Yes.
Speaking of the phasing, we see Wally phasing through the wood, and then another portal opens up, and Jessie comes
back.
speeding through, all scared, and she reveals
Grodd has her papa.
How we feeling about that? We're getting that Grodd and Gorilla City
It's
episode.
amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
I am so excited for that. I can't wait.
So is Grodd going to actually come to Barry's Earth? Or?
I think they're going to have to go there because she said that they took him. So I think we're finally going to take a trip to Gorilla City. Boom. And as they go, Jesse Martin's going to sing, "Open up a restaurant in Santa Fe." Yeah, redheads. What up, though?
So we're going to see a lot of gorillas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This would be crazy.
Yeah.
Although looking ahead more, speaking of Santa Fe and Rent, I can't wait for the musical episode. We sing things that we are not supposed to see, but we don't see them, but we do see them, but we don't see them.
But did you see him, though?
But I can't say yes or no.
That's going to be amazing. The musical, I know a few of the fans are being kind of like iffy about it online, but I'm like, that is a great idea.
You got people from Glee and Rent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm sure they're not going to go cheesy with it.
And I mean, look, if Grey's Anatomy can do it, this show can do it. Grey's Anatomy is built in a very real world with doctors saving dying people. So a sci-fi show with the talent that's on board, it's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. And there's even a plausible reason for it with the Music Meister. Like, there's actually logic behind it as opposed to so if these other shows can do it, The Flash can definitely do it. I'm not worried about it. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be interesting, especially the way CGI is handled in the show. Gorilla Grodd, they've improved on it. Remember the first time he had a cameo?
That budget keeps going up, and they put it in the right place. They definitely do. We get some really, really good effects. I mean, that's a credit to the team again. The production team.
And they do a mix, honestly. So it's
with practical and
CGI.
they know how to make a good show.
Speaking of practical, there's something we can't talk about a certain villain that's going to come back, but.
Did you
He's practical now.
Did you see it?
Saw
Did you not
it.
see it?
Yes, I saw it.
Did you look away? Did you just go?
Yeah, I saw it. But the fast
There's a guy who runs really fast.
It doesn't count if you go like this.
And you would think that, he's all CG, but then you see through some set photos
he's not CG anymore.
He's not 100% CG. There's some practical suit going on, and it's pretty dope. That's all I can give. That's the nugget. You get that? So I'm gonna do a salt bay. That's the nugget. That's the nugget you get. That's all I got.
So what do we got? What did we get from Cisco this week? Did we get anything?
No, he didn't even give him a name.
No.
I gave him a name. His name was Clive Yorkin. This is gonna be throwback. I don't know if some of y'all get this reference, but I called him the Yorkin Man. Cause like the Orkin Man.
I kept thinking about a Yorkie. Like the dog. But he's actually inspired by S.T.A.R, a Flash villain who was introduced in 1979. And he drains life from people and anything it touches.
He felt a lot like a Freak of the Week you'd watch on Smallville, right?
He felt a lot like a villain from Gotham. Speaking of my other after show.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug, you guys.
I do think it was interesting that they tried to make more out of him though, because he still had the memories of the Flashpoint world, so we got to see some people that we'd seen before make cameos, and I think that it's interesting to still see the ripple, like you said, the ripple effects from Flashpoint.
But it's interesting that only the metahumans really.
Because they're the only ones that still retain those. I think it was just those people who S.T.A.R. brought their powers back from Flashpoint, but. I'm getting a headache.
Okay, so we saw HR.
So do we feel like there's going to be more of them then? Definitely, like to clean up.
Yeah, I think there's, I'm sure like we didn't see all of them, so I'm sure we're gonna get some more.
It reminds me of the Lilo and Stitch cartoon show where all the experiments escaped and they had to go around catching all of them.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
So we know Wells, he has a lot to do with that scene where Iris gets killed in the future. So how do you think that's going to all play out? Because now they're going to the other Earth to save them from Gorilla Grodd.
Right.
But the events of, that what Barry saw in the future of Iris getting killed, he was definitely standing there.
Right, and there's a question now that we see that Wells, Harry.
Yeah.
Now there's a question as to which Wells is it that we saw in the future. Because at first I'm thinking, oh wow, HR, what's he doing? But it might not even be HR.
It's got to be the same HR, because they're going to go and say, oh,
Now
you're right.
it opens up a door as to who that is.
I actually kind of like him now.
Who that is right there. So I'm curious. I'm very curious to see what's going on.
Do you think we have some more surprises with HR coming up? Because there's always something weird. There's always mystery behind him.
I don't know about with HR. I mean, I am still curious to see like what his ultimate goal is. I've got some people here on
Because
Facebook.
like you don't know if by continuously trying to change the present, they're just making that future inevitable.
So one thing I noticed this week, and I'm going to ask you guys a little bit of trivia. In HR's Earth, who's the vice president?
Someone mentioned it. Oh God.
God is not the vice president. And if you like this kind of trivia, make sure to check out the trivia show. The trivia show here on the stream
I'll be on that
TV.
as well.
Yeah, any guesses?
I forgot.
Al
I heard
Capone.
about it. Oh really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's why it was out after Al Capone bets. It was outlawed. Betting was outlawed in HR's world. I hope I got that right, but I think so.
Let us know in the comments.
And if you guys want to ask
yeah.
any questions, feel free to ask at the Flash AS. Any social media, ask your question. Make sure to hashtag the Flash AS as an after show. And
We
we'll
also
try to
have
get
a group
question.
too that we are
Yeah, go
participating
ahead
in the
and talk about the
DC
group.
after show, the Stream TV, which you can find in our notes as well.
And what groups are those? Did you the
DC after show.
the DC after show? Yes. Okay. And you said you had some questions.
Yeah, no, I got some people kind of theorizing what's gonna become of Wally in the near future.
Oh, sorry. It's the DC TV Universe crew after show at the
Nice. Check that out.
And this is actually conversations coming from that group. So yeah, get in on the
Yeah.
on the
DC
convo.
After Show group.
But we got some people. This guy Benjamin Dorcelis. That's pretty cool. Benjamin
Okay.
Dorcelis. He says, I'm still hoping he gets his behind stuck in the Speed Force, talking about Wally.
So we're getting some Wally hate.
Yeah, but then we also got Jovan McBride saying, I think Barry will get stuck in the Speed Force and Wally will become the Flash while he's gone. So maybe that's how we get a little more Wally action. I know some people are talking, oh, maybe he's going to go over to Legends.
That's what I'm saying. Remember,
Especially with how the episode ended and Iris and Barry are like very romantical and stuff. They're kind of having a good time. I'm like, that's not going to last long. You guys are having a moment, but something's going to happen and it's not going to be good.
well, I think what this show is like, it's getting a little crowded.
Yeah.
Killer Frost, Julian's relationship. They could easily get some powers, these two. Well, Killer Frost obviously is we know her destiny. Then you have, we were just talking about Kid Flash. So it's kind of getting a little crowded. So I'm expecting some other shows to spring out. Thursday's now open, right?
It is. It is now. It is. I did have a question here from our actual live chat on YouTube right now. What up? What up? This is coming from Danny Myers. Thanks for watching, Danny. He says, do you guys think that the future timeline is on Earth 2? So all this stuff that they're worrying about right now isn't even their Earth.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. Because, I mean, but you don't know. You just don't know.
That's what's great about these things, right?
So it's a great question.
I had
Thank you
another
again,
friend-
Danny Myers. Thank you very much.
Another
It's
friend.
such a mind F. To think about it, they're just like, they're doing all these things, trying to stop that, but it's like, is it even their Earth? And also, are they just creating that future for them by doing these things?
Yeah.
And I have a friend that has a theory that Earth 2 or something is the real Earth, the one we know and love from the comics. That what we're watching is not because where's Batman? We got Arrow. He's kind of taking over.
Right.
That.
Yeah. He's kind of taking
so
that.
there's actually one that's like Super Friends, I guess.
They were kind of teasing that for a while, especially at the Hall of Justice on that crossover and all that. So that's kind of exciting.
Any other questions?
Well, someone was just kind of jumping in again. What's next for Kid Flash? This is Dallas James on Twitter at DallasJamesAct. Thank you. Kid Flash learning to phase is super cool. What's next for Kid Flash? Yeah, man, that's the question we have. What's gonna happen to Kid Flash? Someone else on Facebook had a theory that Wally will get stuck in the Speed Force as a sacrifice to save Iris. That was from Osborne
But
De
I
Silva on
prefer it to be
Facebook.
Barry
Osborne De Silva, thank you for
to
watching.
get stuck more than Wally, because
You just want to see more Wally.
more Wally, guys. More Kid Flash.
Kid Flash, the show. Thursday nights.
Oh, jeez.
Kid Flash,
Jeez.
the after show here on the stream.tv.
Yeah.
Starring me, because I'm chocolate.
We're all chocolate. Luis, your café
No, I'm
con leche?
peanut butter.
That's right,
You're
he's peanut butter.
You
we
call me
dubbed-
peanut butter.
We dubbed him peanut butter.
Okay.
And I'm chocolate.
And I am Mexican hot chocolate.
There we go.
Yes.
Boom.
You know, this is your first show here. Well, this is your
Well,
first
on
time you do the
The
Flash,
On the
right?
Flash, yeah.
Yeah, so we have like something you have to do is like I started an arm wave, take it to him, and then you have to complete it.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna
if
do
you don't
the arm
succeed,
wave.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's the arm wave. All right, ready, guys? Check this out.
Oh, boom, 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 boom. I caught it. I caught it. It's coming.
You gonna do it?
In slow-mo, too. Now bring it
That's
back.
pretty good.
Bring it
That's
back.
pretty
Bring
good.
it back.
Oh,
Oh, she's official. She's official.
She's
in the group.
official.
Aw,
She's in the group.
thanks, guys.
Welcome to the Flash after show.
Let us know what you think on the screen.
I think that's it, guys.
Yeah, you want to give a shout out to the people handling the Facebook
Yeah, just
once
a
again?
shout out to all our friends over in our groups. Lance Ospresser, what's up?
And also the Flash, we have the Flash After Show, but wait a bit because we're gonna have another live stream in a bit. It's gonna be for Legends of Tomorrow.
Yes.
That's the after show for that. Check it out. The
With our
crew there
homeboys,
is
Jamie,
amazing.
Alvin,
Yeah, it's
and Patrick.
it's gonna be great. And you know all these shows are connected, so you must tune into those and share them and do us a favor. And we're gonna be back. I'll be back here tomorrow for Arrow.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So check that out.
Where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at Sabina Has No R, which is on my little doobly-doo, and also on Legion of Leia.
Nice.
And
nice.
the Gotham After Show when it comes back.
Awesome, awesome. Your boy David, you can find me on YouTube at The Real Cool Dude. Also, Instagram, Facebook, Real Cool Dude. That's REEL, because I love movies, and I'm a cool dude.
And me as a witness, he is a real cool dude. My name is Lewis Love. You
Shit.
can find me on at Nuke the Fridge on Twitter, nukethefridge.com, and of course your local donut shop. I'll be there.
I'll be there too.
All right.
Yeah.
Making a party.
Dinner. Why don't we have donuts right now? You guys?
There we go.
All right, guys, we out of here. See you next week.
Deuces.
Thank you. Bye.